That's right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's our reviews will kill you. It's time to get a little bit of that understanding and a little bit of that unity in there. It's time to rock a rolla. That's right. We are the podcast that brings you all that pop culture fun, news, movie reviews, food reviews, strange things that occur. I am the man you may know as Z.
But don't you worry, Daddy's home.
Don't you worry. And I am joined by the usual suspects. That's right. I don't even know. He's not even wearing anything interesting today, but it's Noob Noob.
I have an umbrella.
Fruity umbrella. Yeah, you're going to choke on that thing, you know, and there's no one here to give you CPR. You're just going to die.
He's not saying he doesn't know CPR. He just isn't going to give it to you.
I will CPR myself. I'm not great.
He'll bring himself back to life.
Oh shit, my umbrella got all wet. It's dripping on my penis.
It's gross. Anyway, we're also joined by the master of ceremonies. That is the man on the wheel of steels. It is that guy, Scott effing Keebler.
That guy. That's what I've been downgraded to. Not your producer extraordinaire, not the guy who runs the show, the guy who makes all this stuff work, the guy behind the curtain, just that guy. I appreciate
I literally
that.
called you the master of ceremonies
So
and the
much.
man on the wheels of steel, but you
and
missed
then he
that
finished
part.
and then he finished with that guy. So that was fantastic. But yes, once again, it's Friday night. We're here once again with all of you. I see the chat is already filling up. Sam Jr. was there nice and early as
Sam Jr.
usual.
Big shout out.
T-Zap, Ron Schrade is there. Noob Noob's boyfriend is still there, and Noob Noob's in the chat too with you guys. So
Pancakes.
Yes,
good luck.
the
Good
troll.
luck with that. I hope you all enjoy your time with him. I
You're
know
not
I don't.
interesting enough to keep my attention.
He has to multitask.
Yeah.
So
I think Rob wants to name our drinks. Wants us to name our drinks.
Oh, okay. We can tell him what our drinks are because Scott has a special drink tonight too. This was actually almost in honor of the Aussie bartender who we had on the show. We had a great podcast, whatever, interview with him. It was really awesome. Go back through the archives, check it out. I have a tiki glass. I don't know if you can see the tiki face. Tiki.
Probably not.
So this is an experiment. What we made here was a sidecar, which is brandy, triple sec, and lime juice. And then we added a little bit of blood orange, like fresh squoze, blood
Fresh
orange.
squozen.
And then we decided just to spice it up to drop a shot of tequila in it.
Yes.
Just for the hell of it. Which
Was
totally changed the taste.
Was the blood orange Noob Noob's idea? He's usually the one trying to
It
add
honestly
fruity.
wasn't. It honestly wasn't. But it's a pretty color. I honestly.
Oh,
It doesn't
it's
taste
good.
like anything. But
Yeah, it kind of tastes like orange juice, but a little
Bitter juice.
more bitter.
A little bit. Orange juice is already kind of bitter to start with. You just made it worse.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what it is. So that's what we have. We have that. What do you have, Scott?
I went ahead and tried something new. I got Fuck You Japanese whiskey. Fuyu, actually. It's pronounced. Fuyu Japanese whiskey, small batch. It's a product of Japan, 40% alcohol by volume, and it means winter in Japanese. The whiskey was distilled from malted grain and mashed corn in Honshu Island before resting in oak barrels. Its rich flavors make it ideal for cocktails such as old fashions and Manhattans. I can
Or
tell you what,
just straight.
though, I can just drink it straight, and it's still very nice.
I know Japan's whiskey market's been kind of on fire.
Japanese whiskey's the best.
I wouldn't go that far,
They
but
say
sure.
that it has a flavor and youthful aromas with caramel and spicy notes. I actually do get all that, so that's pretty good. I do like it. It's good stuff. Next one, I'm going to drop an ice cube in to see how that works, because normally I just do it neat, but we'll try something new.
Spice it up. Spice it.
Spice it up.
Do it shirtless, Scott, and YouTube it.
I mean-
there we go. That's how we lose all our followers in one hard blow.
Oh my
But-
God.
One hard blow.
Noob, what do you know about what we're doing tonight?
I think WandaVision, and that's it because that show sucks donkey dick.
There you go. Noob is just jumping right into it there. But let me tell you what we are going to do tonight. Tonight, we're going to find out if Batwoman can defuse a bomb. And then we're going to nibble on Jurassic World Dominion. And that's it for news, because we're going to jump right into Orc Tales. And in there, you heard of the human centipede, but now there's the trained millipede.
Centipede?
Centipede.
Centipede. Tittipede.
Tentacle rape.
Tentacle rape, yes. Let's see. Elon Musk kills Jamie Lynn Spears' kitty. Ben Affleck takes out the trash. And the Mandalorian rides again.
Did you just call the most beautiful angel on earth trash?
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. All that is just a teaser. We don't know what the story's about just yet.
Oh my god!
Apparently, Noob also doesn't know that he's gone full Bernie bro.
What?
You're a Bernie bro.
Nope,
bro.
Fuck that potato.
Did you not?
Fuck that potato in his mittens. Nope.
Oh, he made his way into our promo.
Bernie's made it. Bernie's made it to OrkU.
He's made it on.
Well, before we do want to touch on that real fast, but before we do that, we'll tell you news and Ork Tales is quick because we are deep with reviews. We talked Batwoman early, and then we're going to get into reviews of Batwoman's Return, Season 2, Disenchantment returns with Season 3, Nightstalker, Outside the Wire, and of course we are going to wrap this all up with WandaVision. But before we do that, we're going to get into some housekeeping.
Ooh. Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
All I have tonight in housekeeping, because we didn't talk about this in our pre-production meeting, but apparently there's something to do with Batman Soul of the Dragon. I believe Noob, you can tell us more?
Oh, yeah, Batman Soul of the Dragon. I ordered that on the 4Ks, so I will have a 4K giveaway. Digital code. I think it comes out next Tuesday, so probably the end of next week. I will put that up, and yeah, look forward to that. I have not seen this movie, so I don't know if it's good, but I heard it's like a 70s retro style kung fu movie.
People are voting Noob off the show, and they want to add Bernie.
Nobody needs Bernie.
Oh, there he is. He's back. Bernie's back. He's right over top of me. He's all over the place.
I'm Bernie.
I'm Bernie.
That man goes sitting in a field of oranges.
But we do want to talk about that real fast. Here I am. Let me see if I can. Oh, there I am. Ha! You can see me now next to Bernie here. Let's talk about that for a second. So, yes, we did have an inauguration, but the highlight wasn't the new president. It is Bernie Sanders, who he was just there, minding his own business. But then he turned into the greatest meme of all time. I found a couple great ones I just want to cycle through, and we'll describe them for our audio podcasters. First off, here's Bernie giving an arm bar.
Oh, that is awesome. He is doing some MMA and looks like he's breaking someone's arm.
Man has a kung fu grip.
That's fantastic. That's the arm bar, actually, is what that's called. That dude is very much in pain. Bernie.
That man has a good package.
Oh, my gosh.
Bernie's going to make him tap. And then here's Bernie in Big Bang Theory.
Oh, that's not good. He's in Sheldon's spot.
This is going to be very, very sad.
Great.
Sitting in Sheldon's spot. That's amusing. I do like this one. Bernie attended the ceremony in the first Star Wars movie.
Yes, he did not receive a medal, but he was there. It was actually, little known fact, it wasn't actually Chewie screaming. It was Bernie farting at the end of Star Wars. That was the sound effect they used, but of course, thanks to little creative editing, they were able to take him out of there.
Oh my God.
Bernie's in Friday.
Oh wow! I don't think he'd make it in Friday.
Tiny, what's it, Lister?
Tiny Lester passed away recently.
Yeah,
who is
that recently?
That's the dude who was in the Dark Knight on the boat scene, right?
Yes.
He
did a lot more than that too.
A lot of stuff. He was in what's the Hulk Hogan movie? He was Zeus.
Yes.
What?
Over the top or something like that. No, that's the Stallone movie.
He was not in the Green Mile, correct?
He was not. That's it. No,
he was in.
What were you about to say? What were you about to say? That was a different what?
That was a different guy. That was a different actor.
Okay.
But we will say Bernie also made his way into art. You see him there in Starry Night.
That's weird.
Bernie Van Gogh. Okay.
Bernie Van Gogh. I do enjoy that. That's Starry Night with Bernie painted into it. A little more art as Bernie got to play some cards with a couple puppers.
Yeah.
This has gone too far.
That one. Two more here. I do like these last two. Of course, Bernie with the crew over at Letterkenny.
Okay. Sure.
If you know the show, you know the show. And to be fair, it's a fantastic show. That's over on Hulu. Season 4 is now available. Check that out. But my personal favorite was Bernie got to spend some time with Gritty.
Gritty,
Oh,
of course.
Jesus.
Yes,
So,
Gritty. Just
of
relaxing.
Of course, just chilling, relaxing, watching
That
the game. Hockey is
hanging
back.
out with-
Hockey's back. I do like the fact that hockey has returned.
Nobody cares about
But
hockey.
it was amusing that has turned in, and it's not just these; they're all over the place. I'm seeing them pop up on Instagram and Facebook like crazy. And what's cool is his camp is actually endorsing it, and they're selling sweatshirts with that image on it of him in that chair.
It's because he needs more money.
100% of those proceeds go to charity, go to Meals on Wheels or something like that.
Yeah, that's a lie.
So that's cool. I'm glad that they're able to embrace that and enjoy that. But hey, that's the most interesting thing that happened this week. But let's also talk about what happened this week by getting into the news.
That wasn't part of the news.
No, that's just Scott rambling about.
Yeah, I just want to touch on what's going on in
It was a
today's
long
world.
Touching.
Too much.
It was too much touching. You touched Bernie
news,
Sanders too
everyone.
much.
Hey, what
man-
up, Doc? Doc's in the house.
Well,
Ron, the Stone Cold Killer, is out there too.
Yep.
Cheers.
Let's see. Bootleg jumped on. I'm glad you
Bootleg,
popped in. Good to
cheers.
see you again. Bootleg, cheers to you as well. Our first story involves the return of a DC character, Batwoman.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, it wasn't the homecoming.
Is that her name?
Huh?
What?
Batwoman?
Oh, that's a perm.
Yeah.
That's the new Batwoman.
That
Yes.
was unfortunately it wasn't the homecoming they were hoping for.
That's a lot going on.
No, the first one, I was gonna do something on this, but I didn't watch it, and not enough people cared, and I don't know if our audience wants us to dunk on this or not. The first season of Batwoman opened up with like 1.6 million.
Well,
it had a pretty good debut.
Well, what we can tell you is we actually do have some numbers.
Oh, you have the ratings?
We do have some numbers. We do have the season 1 average was 995,000, with the season 1 finale coming in at a whopping 740,000. Unfortunately, the season opener this season could not beat it, with what happened to Kate Kane coming in at 663,000 viewers. Only 2 episodes before came in at less. Season 1, episode 18 at 640K, and 17 at 630K. So, season 2,
no
episode
bueno.
1, off to a very slow start.
I think it was a 78% drop from the premiere of season 1 to the premiere of season 2. And we will get into a spoiler-filled review where we will ask Noob ridiculous questions about Batwoman.
I watched it.
He actually watched
I
that
did.
tripe.
And actually,
So-
I'll tell you what, I was curious, so I watched it as well to see how they were going to transition from one
Sweet
character to the
marmalade.
next. And then I was like, hey, I have no idea what happened at the end of last season. How did they wrap it up? So I decided to go try and watch the last episode of season 1. And I was faced with this from Xfinity, where I could not actually watch it on demand. I had the options to buy it or buy the
no.
entire season.
You bought the whole season.
I did not. I walked
better
away.
not have
Isn't
bought
it-
the whole season.
Isn't it on? It's on Netflix, I think.
Bernie
isn't it?
would not be happy with
I don't
you
know.
using your taxpayer money on that.
I don't know if it's on Netflix or anything like that, but I do know that if you have Xfinity, aka Comcast, aka the worst cable service of all time, you can't actually go back and watch this season on demand. You have to buy it. So that's
would
a
check.
load of crap. Thank you,
CW.
Xfinity.
CW does have a deal with Netflix, so
And
I wouldn't
also
be surprised. if it's
Sam
on there.
Jr. No, I don't want Elizabeth Moss and Batwoman. The only part, spoiler alert, that would be great for Elizabeth Moss. There's a part where
Choice.
Alice throws a batarang into a woman's throat. If it was Elizabeth Moss's throat, I'd be happy.
Choice. Elizabeth Moss or the new Batwoman.
Which was pretty bad. That was pretty bad too. We'll get into that once we get into reviews, because that will be the first thing we talk about. We'll
You're
get
letting him off the hook?
I'll go new Batwoman. Actually,
Okay.
I like a little chocolate in my milk. All right, sorry, but she is black.
What?
That's just
Who's prettier? That was what I was asking.
who's pretty. Oh no, Ryan. Why? I don't know what her name is. She's probably prettier than Elizabeth. Literally, a trash can's hotter than Elizabeth Moss. Fuck that woman, even if she's white.
You
Oh my
are
God.
a white supreme, aren't you?
No,
really
no.
are.
Did you storm the Capitol?
I'm against the whites. No, I'm not white either. I'm slightly tan. I'm Italian.
You're Italian.
Yeah, I'm Italian.
Everywhere but where it counts.
You know, I'm a little Irish, like Conor McGregor.
You're not Irish.
Yeah, look at the Irish.
Everywhere but where it counts. Speaking of things counting, Colin Trevorrow is returning for Jurassic World Dominion. This will be the sixth and final film in the Jurassic World franchise.
Oh
my God, that
there's
man
some
is,
raptor calls here because
he looking a little downsy.
I don't. Do I care? Like, there's no way this is the final movie. First of all,
Yeah, zero chance.
There's zero chance.
It's probably a final movie in this trilogy.
yes,
So-
I would agree with that.
So you look at it, there's two sets of trilogies. There what's 1, 2, and 3, which the intro, and then two horrible films after that with Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill. And then there's the new series with what's his name? With Captain Kirk. Chris Pratt coming in and doing it. But
He's doing it.
the Dominion is set for a 2022 release. It's going to return Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum into this movie.
Jeff Goldblum had a cameo in the last one, but sure.
It was
yeah,
pretty-
he
they
did.
paid
Yeah,
him a
he
lot
had
of
that
money to do
trial,
one
right?
scene.
The thing.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
one whole scene.
But Sam Neill had already tweeted, this was a little bit ago, but hold on to your hats, getting my old one back this week and facing off dinosaurs once again. Best yet, excited and terrified. These things will kill you.
Oh God, it's just pander. That's just straight pander. I am not excited about any of this. They had a chance to excite me when they had a mosasaur go and possibly eat some surfers or maybe even a Liplorodon, but no thanks.
Yeah, well, so Trevorrow did say the Jurassic Park trilogy was more episodic, meaning it wasn't really like a full trilogy. It was just each one was individual. But Dominion will make you feel like you're learning how much a story the first sets of movie was and how everything that happened in those movies actually informs what ultimately is able to happen in this.
You know,
So-
like the first Jurassic Park was about science, and the rest of them had no science in them, right? You understand that?
Zero science whatsoever. I fully understand that. The other two movies were just basically survival movies.
I feel like they're missing a key ingredient though. Like they haven't gone into raptor sex scenes. Feel like if we had a raptor sex scene in the latest one, like Blue just gets it. Just runs
Human
a train.
raptor, human and raptor, because there was a rumor that Trevorrow was going to go with human dinosaur hybrids.
That would
was
be
one
weird.
of the story plots. That's a
That
little
would be
weird.
super stupid.
So
They
I
would
don't
basically
know.
it would basically look like the alien from Sigourney Weaver's Aliens, wouldn't it? I mean,
oh God, you mean the alien? You mean the baby alien?
maybe
that
maybe
she
the
had?
baby alien. It would look like that.
That like gross, disgusting thing from Alien Resurrection. Is that the one?
Yes,
I don't know.
yes.
Is that that's a newer one, right? I don't think I saw that
well,
one.
newer. It's the one with
Fassbender.
no.
No,
This is
not the newer one, the Fassbender. That was the one.
It's the last one with Ellen Ripley, where she's a clone.
Oh,
Yes,
no,
where's the
yeah.
the clone of Ellen? It has Winona Ryder in it, actually.
That's who I was looking for. Winona Ryder. Yeah, it's very weird, very bizarre. There's the most horrendous looking monster, like not scary, just horrendous looking, like really gross monster in it. So
Sounds like fun on the book.
Yeah, actually, that also had Ron, Hellboy guy.
yeah,
Ron
Hellboy was in it.
Perlman.
Perlman
Yeah.
was in that. Yeah, there was actually a couple names in there, but even with those names, it wasn't enough to save the movie. It was
There's a ton of
Absolutely
character
lost.
actors in it, and they're all really cool and good. But that movie's kind of weird.
I think that's another one where good actors and good acting can't save a horrible script.
Yeah,
Much-
Sam
much
Jr.
like-
is not down with Jurassic World
No,
movies.
I think much like these Jurassic World movies, good acting can't save bad scripts.
They're all right.
Yeah.
They're
my
better
God.
than Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, Doritos
We'll give-
is in the house.
we'll give 'em that.
Hey, Doritos. Good to see Doritos out there.
So, but like I said, in and out of the news, and let's get over to Orc Tales because let's get weird.
Oh, so weird.
It's now time for some outrageous Ork Tales.
Scout song makes me laugh every
I
time.
know, I love it. I originally thought I was gonna like fix it, but now it's completely grown on me, and I don't want to change it.
But
I
it's,
never want to change
makes
it.
me
It's so bad. It's good. I love it. What else I love? Actually, what I don't love whatsoever. Jay Torres in the house. I love you, Jay Torres. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I don't love is if you live in the Indiana, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Jersey, Delaware, Tennessee area. This year, we're in for a treat as we get the return of the cicadas.
Ah, yes. We're going to be
the supervillain from Flash.
Yes, because this is exactly what he looks like. In May, we get Brood X, which is going to be Brood 10, the Great Eastern Brood.
That? You've never seen them before?
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
That is a cicada. They come out.
No,
we don't
because
even
the last one, he wasn't alive for the last one. They came back. The last time they were out was 17 years ago.
We don't get the red eye ones though.
I was
we
more
do.
than 17 years old.
We do get the red eye ones.
I, as someone who is a acute studier of cicada and cicada populations, we do not get the red eye ones. But we hopefully it'll be interesting this year. Will we get a large brood of cicada killers? Can you pull one of those up and scare the crap out of Noob Noob?
Oh, yes. Those things are terrifying. But while I'm doing that, let me tell you that these cicadas, every 13 to 17 years is when they do appear. These are the 17-year cicadas that are going to be appearing for us. They get up to 100 decibels in volume. They are actually deafening when it comes to how loud that these sons of bitches get.
You know what's fascinating? This is just a weird... I enjoy, I don't know, the cicadas are kind of cool. I like the noise they make.
What's their purpose?
But Japanese cicadas, there's something like really beautiful about the sound of Japanese cicadas. And I don't know why they have different songs, like why the Japanese cicada has a different song. But in anime, you'll frequently see the Japanese cicada, or you'll hear the Japanese cicada song. Our cicadas are just kind of annoying.
I mean...
and they're cool, but they're kind of annoying.
Everything in Japan is just better than America, so that's just that makes sense.
The show Attack on Titan, is that what Doritos is? Attack on Titan is one of the best animes out there.
Not better than Full Metal Alchemist, though.
Oh, it's pretty darn close. Season 1 and Season 2 are really good. It gets a little weird, and it gets a little like out there, and it gets less focused. And this is the last season. It's currently
we have not watched. Don't spoil that shit.
Yeah, it's well, he didn't watch it yet either, but it's in Japanese, and
shit! I haven't mentioned Dragon Ball Z in like 5 episodes.
Yeah, he totally forgot. He's not a Dragon Ball Z fan. Not even
Ball Z. No!
See, Sam Jr., you have to remove the dragon part and the Z part.
I like
he
Z's
just
balls.
He just
because they're
balls.
like dragons.
They are
Z's
like
balls
dragons.
are like dragons.
Well, let's go with that conversation. I wasn't able to find a high def image, but yes, we do have a cicada killer here on screen.
What?
Basically, think of like Murder Hornet, but not as yellow and colorful. This thing is dark, angry looking, and yeah, these things are just basically they're big ass bees, and they actually kill the cicadas, which are like twice the size of them.
Couple things. Your description's racist. Second, why does it immediately assume the rape position? I don't understand. Like, why? Like, what's it doing? How's it killing?
It's injecting its eggs into the cicada.
Oh, okay.
And then the babies hatch and eat the cicada. It's a parasitic
inside the cicada, so it hatches inside and eats it.
It is a parasitic wasp.
Oh, yes. So the cicada gets eaten alive from the inside. As yummy as that is.
Do cicadas actually like? Do they do anything bad? Like, what do they?
No.
Do? No,
they're just annoying. They're loud. They are effing
cicada husk.
I don't think so.
You've never seen like a little. They live underground in the dirt for like 17 years in their larval form, and they have these like little claws on them, and then they climb out. They climb onto trees, and then they turn into full blown cicadas, get wings, and fly around and make noises and hit people.
I remember the sound, but
they bang like crazy.
Hordes.
They bang like crazy for 2 months and then they die. The thing is, these sons of bitches are like 2-3 inches long and they're thick and hard, which is what I'm phrasing. But when you're driving down the road and one of these things hits your windshield, dude, you think it's going to break every time. You ever drive into a swarm of these things?
You ever have one hit you in the head?
while
had a
driving a
fear,
motorcycle, actually. Thankfully, I was wearing a full face helmet that day because if it hit me anywhere else, it probably would have been embedded in my body.
Or knocked your teeth out.
Or knocked me out, or probably actually knocked me off the bike. Hitting one on a motorcycle doing 60 is not a fun thing. Even the full helmet I was wearing got pulled back because it hit me that hard. But the reason I bring this up is because Noob mentioned Japan earlier, but it's funny because in Japan, they have the same thing. It's a much bigger, not flying, but they're called the trained millipedes.
What is this?
These have an 8-year life cycle, and the reason they're called trained millipedes is because when they come out and they swarm, there's enough to stop traffic, to completely bring traffic in Japan to a grinding halt. What? These things have an 8-year life cycle. The other 7 years they spend underground. But when they come out, they fill up the streets. They have actually stopped trains. It's disgusting. I did not want to open that video. I just wanted to play
Oh my gosh, you don't have a video, do you?
Oh, I do.
Of them. Oh my gosh.
What is swarm? This? It's the ground. The ground is alive. There's
like bajillions of them.
There's so many of them. The ground is basically alive with these things.
Oh, that is not good.
Shit.
Oh, but what they're called trained millipedes, and it's like the cicadas. They stay underground as they go through all their stages, their larval stages, and then as an adult they come out, they bang like rabbits, and then they die almost immediately.
Isn't it? It is fascinating that we're so educational about the animals. We have all these crazy animal segments, and we love to educate the public about it.
So when I go to Japan, I will try to bang the millipedes,
or you'll skip that year.
Well, you better go this year because this is the year that they're popping out, which is why they're in the news. Interesting fact. Even though cicadas are insects, millipedes are arthropods. They're not insects. So this is actually the only arthropod that does the whole 8-year life cycle.
Yes.
I wonder if these millipedes will stop the Tokyo Olympics.
They will not.
Oh.
But you know what will stop the Tokyo Olympics?
Coof.
I was going to say social distancing, but sure, whatever.
Coof distancing.
Oh, jeez. Bootleg says something about cicadas effing each other to death.
Sam Jr. is very distressed.
Oh,
sorry. Sam Jr. is sick. He does not like it. I actually think, they look tasty, don't they? Those cicadas?
Nope.
I mean, just
keep them as pets.
I mean, just look at this image here. It's almost like shrimp. The way they're
and saute them a little bit.
That's right. Just saute them up. Put a little sauce on them down the hatch.
People are saying that the alternative to being like eating meat is to consume more bugs.
I mean, it is a delicacy in other countries. I mean, we're might be the only country that doesn't actually have insects as a delicacy.
Do we eat any insects? I don't think we eat any insects.
Nope.
I
don't think
I've heard of chocolate chip
crickets, right? Yeah.
Crickets turned into chocolate chip cookies.
Ants, I've heard of like chocolate covered ants. I've heard of.
Yeah.
Eating wasps and bees and shit.
No bees. Oh, I hope didn't we do a story a couple years ago about Conor McGregor eating like live bees or something?
It wasn't live bees. It was prepared bees. It was a jar he had. They were like prepared bees where he was eating them, and he wasn't a huge fan of them. But I mean he ate a couple. Honey.
Just eat them bees all wrapped up in honey.
So
honey's always good.
But, so we got cicadas. Japan has millipedes, and this year is going to suck for both of them. But let's bring it back to the States because we do have technology killing cats, especially cats. Jamie Lynn Spears is blaming Elon Musk for killing her cats. She had an Instagram poster, Twitter poster, whatever, that since has been pulled down. But, of course, we have the audio.
Oh, you have the audio? She pulled it down. I watched this. This is ridiculous.
I mean, the audio is supposed to be playing right now. I don't know why it isn't.
So, my name's Jamie Lynn Spears, and Elon Musk's cars are so quiet that they just kill cats.
That's kind of what she was doing.
I
Let me see if
mean, there
bring
is
this
a
in here.
little bit of user error in there.
Did someone's Tesla run
She
over her
killed
cats?
her cats with her Tesla.
What do you mean?
Dummy.
She ran over her
ran
fucking
over her
cat?
because her cats didn't know the Tesla was there because it's so quiet. So that's what she claims.
She killed her own cats.
Yes, she said there's a little bit of user error in there. I'm like,
Well, that's unfortunate. I can't get the audio portion to play. I got that earlier, but she's lying in bed. She looks like she's kind of drunk. Not sure exactly what's
I don't
going
know what's
on with
going
her.
there. Isn't she a mom?
She's got purple hair, I think.
She's
got-
got purple hair.
She's got purple hair, but basically she says that she calls Tesla a secret cat killer and says that because of how quiet these things are, they're killed like a dozen cats. I can't even tell you how many cats have been killed because they can't hear because they don't hear the Tesla crank, and unfortunate things happen. And it's really devastating and tragic for everyone involved. And I'll tell you now, the way I just read that was much more coherent than how she sounded as she was saying it. She also said something.
Oh, she wanted to add a little drunk to it. Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Let me get in the
she
character here.
also said that there should be something added to the cars, some sort of noise to warn animals that the cars are moving. Well,
Like the cats should totally. There should be a noise where they could totally hear the Tesla, so don't run it over. Oh, I'm British now.
She's not. Yeah,
I don't know.
not.
She's
like
just a
from
crazy
fucking
person, though.
Kentucky.
what you know what's interesting? The whole family's interesting. You know, her name is Jamie Lynn Spears. Her parents' name are James and Lynn.
Oh boy.
Mm.
I do like one of the memes that's out there is plot twist. One of the cats was driving the car, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
We did see that. As I said earlier, she said something about the cars should make noise. Well, it turns out they actually do. As of September of last year, all electric cars are required to emit sounds when they're driving under 18.5 miles per hour.
Don't
So, of
Teslas
course-
make fart noises?
You do have that option to put that in there. So she did backpedal. She said that she did not run over any cats herself. Tesla is not to be blamed, and admittedly, user error is definitely involved.
What is wrong? Why would you do
Yeah,
this?
Jamie Lynn Spears is a piece of shit.
Why is she murdering cats?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying!
But she was trying.
She was definitely trying to murder cats.
She was definitely trying.
One of the comments that came across was, "This is another unfortunate incident when somebody owns a phone that connects to the internet and probably should not have that."
She should not have hit send or whatever she was on, whether it be Instagram or TikTok.
The whole Spears family is just really-
there's a lot of either they're all hostages or I don't know what's going on. Isn't she a mom though? I mean,
I think so.
pretty sure that she got kicked off her show
The
because she
Spears
got
family
knocked
should not be mothers.
up. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I'm not here to judge mothers.
Well,
Then
But I am.
Well, all right then.
alrighty then.
So-
Spears.
So that's fun. And of course, the article I read said Tesla did not return comment. Why?
Okay.
Well, Elon Musk is probably too busy being the world's richest man.
I'm sure Elon Musk is going to come out with like killer cat shorts or something.
Oh,
like
that would be so awesome if he comes out with like killer cat something.
I just know. I really do hope that you have options for what sound the things plays when I get my Cybertruck next year.
Oh, that's right. You put $100
Did you
down.
actually?
He put $100 down.
You really did though,
I
right?
did. I reserved the Cybertruck.
There's no way you're going to buy that.
No, there's no way I'm going to buy it. I'm going to get my $100 back. I guarantee I'm going to get my $100 back. Unless I hit the lottery, there's no way I'm buying an effing Cybertruck. I'm going to get my money back. I just thought it was cool to be able to say that I have one on reserve.
Bernie's gonna help you out there.
That $100 was basically me putting that away for future use one of these days when I get it back.
We're using Tesla as a savings account.
Yes, I've been using Tesla as savings. Unfortunately, there's no return on it. There's no I don't know what bank things do when they have your money. They give it
Are we
interest.
supposed to do another stock segment here? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know. Unless if only I had a banker or someone to talk to let me know how these things worked, but I don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next story. The next story involves Ben Affleck, and there was a spotting at his house of a housekeeper taking out some trash.
Oh, wait, what? Is that me?
He threw out Noob. How dare he?
Look at that.
Sandy of Noob.
Why?
the gardener was throwing out a cardboard cutout of Noob Noob. The question is, why was there a cardboard cutout of Noob Noob in Ben Affleck's house?
Why is there a
Mystery.
hole in the
I have
booty?
supported this man since Jennifer Lopez, and this is how he treats me.
The mystery escalates. But the real story here is Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas split. I can't say L's. But this was what was spotted was the housekeeper throwing out a cardboard cutout of Ana de Armas right about the time that this thing was
He claims
announced.
that that's not his.
Well,
he claims.
I know
What,
he
I was thinking,
claims.
why would you have a cardboard cutout of
That's a
your
little
girlfriend?
fucking weird.
It's a little weird.
You want something even weirder? I could care less about the story, but I did find this. It's Ben's kids playing with the cardboard cutout
Oh no!
of Ana de Armas.
Are you for real? That's,
Yes.
Is that real? That's not real.
That's real. That's real. That's his kids. They
Why
were
is there a
spotted
hole in the bum?
playing with the cardboard cutout of Anna.
I don't know. I really want to know what actually happened, because how do you fuck this up? Like, you literally landed the greatest woman on earth, and then you're gonna fuck this up? Like, what's wrong with you? No.
Oh, he's been effing shit up for a while now. I mean, between Batman and his drunken escapades and the news and the picture where he came out and he's smoking, he looks like trash. He's been effing everything up. So I mean, he's just kind of on a roll.
Did she use him to become an A-list star?
Ooh, wonder
Did
if
she
she's
use
actually
him?
the bitch in this.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, her stock has substantially risen since she decided to date.
She's a Bond girl.
Yeah, but did she get cast in that before she started dating him? And that movie hasn't come out, so it's not like she'd be a famous Bond girl because she was in the movie.
That's true.
Although that's the only reason why I would even remotely potentially see that movie.
Yeah. Oh, well, and Rami Malek.
No, he looks terrible and looks like
Yeah, he looks like he was given a really shitty script.
Oh my god, looks terrible, so bad.
I'll still watch it.
No, the
When it
worst.
So
comes
I don't know anything about the story. I just know that I did see the cardboard cutout and I thought that was weird. I'll just backpedal a bit. Jay Bird is saying that $7,500 down minimum for a Tesla. I'm sure if you're actually buying one, but when they announced the Cybertruck,
It was
they
$100.
were allowing reserves for the Cybertruck for $100. So I didn't actually put anything down on it. I just reserved my place in line for a Cybertruck should I, win the lottery or something, because that's
Bootleg
about
has
the
a great line.
only way I'm going to ever get rich.
Is by winning the lottery or by something else. Bootleg says if you lose count of how many cats have been killed, you're a shitty cat lady. She's definitely cat lady for sure. And Doc says Justin Timberlake killed her sister's cat.
I think that means her pussy.
Oh, he slayed that pussy.
I think he means
He slayed that pussy.
Oh, yeah.
I do think it's interesting what's going on over in the Spears residence, that like cats are getting run over by cars left and right. Is there like 500,000 cats on the property over there? Like, what exactly is going on over there that there's cat
Is it a
murder?
compound? Because, isn't Brittany under some sort of like
I do. Who
house
cares?
arrest, and then like Jamie Lynn? All right, yeah, who
That
cares?
compound
all-
needs to
all
be
kinds
fucking
of-
raided by the cops.
Yes.
So that's a mess. Ben Affleck's life is a mess. Ana de Armas got thrown out in the trash, but everything isn't bad and sad and lonely. We had some Mandalorian sightings over in Los Angeles. Some video has come out of the Mando getting around, skateboarding down the streets, and he is moving. But
Dude, he's flying.
full costume Mandalorian, flying down the sidewalk, down the road on a skateboard. Baby Yoda on board on his chest.
So awesome.
How is he going to stop at that point? Like,
What do you mean? He's a pro. He knows what he's doing.
How do you stop on a skateboard?
You
just
don't
like,
know
hope
how
for
to
the
ride a
best?
skateboard.
No.
You don't know what trucks are, or
Yeah.
there are brakes on a skateboard.
Are
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Well, also, Noob, have you ever seen like somebody stop on a snowboard? You know how they do like a slide?
Yeah.
You do the same thing on a skateboard as well.
You sure about that, Scott?
Yes. Yeah, that is one way to stop on a skateboard is
Slide on
to
a
Slide on the gravel. Hope for the
have
best.
obviously you never skateboarded either because you don't know
I'm
that people
pretty sure
can
I
actually do
skateboarded
that.
more than you did. I'm
I'm
pretty
not a
sure all you
skater
do
boy.
is a truckie and stand All you got to do is tip the back.
Yeah, not on that style board he's on. He's on one of those. They're not. It's not a long board, but it's just a cruising board. There's no back on that to go down. The back truck is right next to the back of the board.
Dude, there's no way you do a slide on one of those.
Yes, you do. Watch one skateboard video, and you're gonna see guys sliding to stop or part of the trick, or however they decide that they're gonna do it.
Look, he puts his foot down. That's how he stops.
Because he was going very slow. You know what? I'm looking at that board now. The very back of it has a little box. It might be one of those power boards.
I think it's an electric board.
Yeah, it might be an electric board, which means it probably does have brakes on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so multiple.
That is a legend right there.
Multiple videos have popped out.
I spotted the Mandalorian hanging out in the valley today. Mando in the valley. Dude, that is just balling. That is pretty. You got some. That's balling.
Yeah, and see how close those trucks are to the back of that board, Z? There's no way you can, truck down on that one. But yeah, I'm looking at the box. It looks like it is a power board, so it probably does have brakes. The way he's moving, it looks like it might be a power board anyway.
It's definitely a power board.
It is power
it's got
board.
Big fat wheels like that.
Pussy.
Yeah, but that's an impressive costume. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, LA, you get all kinds of good ones and bad ones. That's a good one there. I do appreciate that.
That's just a guy being elite.
Yep. As just a man being badass.
Yes, that was dope.
So.
He's definitely wearing his mask.
Yes, he is.
There are rumors that those rumors about Pedro Pascal taking his mask off more for season 3 seem to be 100% legit.
Where he just wants to demask.
Yeah, that's right. Doritos agrees with the Z.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. That is how they ended Mandalorian season 2. People pointed out that the first time that his face has been touched by anybody other than himself since a small child was when Baby Yoda touched his face at the end of that episode. So that had significant meaning to it. Chances are we're going to see a lot more of Pedro without his mask on, without his helmet on the next season. Yeah, I think that's a good bet.
We'll see.
So we shall see. But hey, that's enough for Orc Tales. And like I said, we're moving right along here because we have plenty and ton of reviews to get out for you.
Reviews.
Let's go already!
Are the reviews?
Bite my shiny metal ass!
Our reviews will kill you. Reviews. It's redundant.
Tonight, you.
Like saying ATM machine, OrkU reviews. It's redundant.
Huh? Yeah. By the way, I was gonna watch the one of the My Hero Academia movies on Amazon, and it's not free. So
Is it really?
I'm complaining.
That sucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed about that.
Amazon has not released shit.
No, Amazon is an embarrassment. Step it up, Amazon.
What Amazon is releasing next week is a show with Tori Belici from Mythbusters and Richard Hammond from the Grand Tour and Top Gear. The two of them straying on a desert island is called The Great Escapist. I'll be watching that. So there's a tease. Amazon Prime. I'll be reviewing that when that comes out. Maybe
terrible.
the week after next, since it comes out next Friday. We'll see how that goes.
Nobody cares.
But let's talk about this right now instead. We mentioned it earlier. Let's get back into it. Batman Season 2 has returned. Batwoman, I'm sorry. Season 2 has returned with a new woman behind the cowl.
Yes, because Ruby Rose decided to bail because working on TV shows is hard.
Yes.
There are stories, though, about how, the Rotten Tomatoes has really got cranked down.
Yep.
It was at 30% 2 days ago, and now it's dropped to 17%. There are stories from Smallville where the lead character was so tired driving the set that he fell asleep behind the wheel because he was in every single scene. They went to the CW and forced them to hire him a driver because they were working that dude to the bone. So CW shows, what do they film, like 26 episodes or something? They do work
usually
people to the
24.
bone.
Yeah, even Stephen Amell talked about how grueling the scheduling is.
So I don't necessarily blame Ruby Rose for wanting to bail on like a crap CW show.
I mean, she was nothing before this movies or before the show.
Still, but it's like,
And
yeah,
she
but
still,
you
and
really
she
want to be
still
associated
is.
with a crap
and,
show.
And none of them are. It's all the CW shows are pretty much coming to an end. They've all crapped for years. It's just a horrible
sure
conglomeration
Flash is
of
coming
bad
out.
shows.
It is, yeah. Lois and
Yeah, there's a new
Superman
trailer
and
for Lois
Lois.
and Superman, which you clearly did not see. So CW will continue to release shows.
Yes, but Batwoman will probably end this
They
season.
have to cancel the show. You cannot have. There's no show survives with 664,000 people watching it. That it just doesn't happen.
It was
They're
also
losing money on this thing.
It was also high risk to actually keep it going after your lead character decided they were going to exit, and they didn't have any
risk.
storyline. They didn't have any way to actually get her to leave. Noob, how did last season end?
Yeah, but it's not high risk if you were trying to win virtue points.
The only thing I remember from the end of last season is Alice was doing a plot to infiltrate the Batcave and have someone impersonate Bruce Wayne to get the kryptonite that Kate Kane had. That's all I really remember.
And where was Kate Kane at the end of season? Like, do you remember what she was
Wasn't
doing?
she
when
working with
credits rolled?
Kara to leave? Or
No,
something?
she was in town. I don't know what happened exactly, but
Isn't she flying to?
that's how
Kara?
season 2 starts.
Okay.
apparently.
So and actually that's how they did it. They didn't know it was going to happen. So Kate Kane is just hanging out in town. Season 2 begins with her plane crashing because apparently she was going to talk to Supergirl about the kryptonite.
You know,
Which-
and when planes crash, they just fall on top of things, and
Yes.
your cars.
and
don't
you
get
have your
damaged.
Batsuit just kind of chilling in storage.
I mean, it
and-
is an
and-
impregnable batsuit.
and the one guy who was there, he died, but he's like not bloody, beaten, burnt, or anything like that. And because the plane crashed over land, Kate, her body went to sea instead and was eaten by sharks.
Ah, yes.
Like,
because she was in the movie The Meg with the shark.
yeah, there was really the transition was really, really bad.
And then some
Unfortunate,
homeless black
but it
girl's
was.
like, you know what I'm gonna do? Steal this suit. And that's it. That's really
She
the
lives
story.
out of her car.
Yeah.
Has no discernible skills.
No, she's like a street fighter.
She's a street fighter, like
She was a,
Chun Li.
no, she was a karate teacher.
Ah, so karate teachers are highly qualified, taking over the mantle of Batwoman.
Although I was kind of curious, I'm like, how the hell? Because the whole point of the show in the season 1 was like the real sister relationship between Kate and Alice. Like, you're gonna make that like continue. And Wilder, the new Batwoman, is like, oh, we got a new apartment, squatting with Alice's gang, and they have shit and beat the shit out of my mother. So now I want to kill Alice. I'm like, oh, okay, that connects the dots.
Yeah, it was just random. And just random stories to try and pull this whole thing together. The family's mourning, even though there is no body or they don't know what happened. This random person finds the Batsuit. The Bruce Wayne imposter finds the Batmobile, which is supposed to show up last season, but didn't because of COVID.
Batmobile.
The black Corvette, you mean?
That's all it was. It was just a black Corvette.
What? How do you get off making that a Batmobile? Like, now that's in lore that's a Batmobile.
Yeah, I mean,
what
like,
kind of joke is that?
as a car, it's a cool car, but would a billionaire choose his supercar as like $100,000 Corvette? Probably not.
Why would a billionaire be driving a black Corvette?
The bigger question is, why would in a secret Batcave would he hide it under secret rocks?
Why would he hide his Batmobile in his hidden cave? Why would he do
Like,
that?
a lot of things didn't make sense.
Yeah,
in it.
like actually the guy who's playing Lucius's kid was like, I didn't know until 2 minutes ago that there was a Batmobile.
He did not know. They literally, he's been in the Batcave for an entire season and he didn't know. Why would Batman hide the Batmobile?
First off, how do you get it out under the rock? Do you explode the wall every time you want the car?
Every time you want the car, you have to explode a wall. Every time.
And then
I'm pretty sure
rebuild it.
Batman drives that Batmobile fairly
day.
frequently.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, we must. I mean, he's rich enough to rebuild the wall. But do you have to rebuild the wall every time you take it out for a drive? That's an outrage.
And somehow fake Batman knew that shooting exploding gel bullets at the walls will expose where the Bat car's hidden.
Why was he shooting? Did he bring that shotgun with him, or did he pull it
against the wall? It was part of the gadgets.
Why? It doesn't sound like. See, here's a question: did it look like a normal shotgun? Because Noob claims it's a gadget. I claim it's a shotgun, and why would Batman have a shotgun?
I thought it looked more like a grenade launcher.
It was more like a grenade launcher. It may have been one of the weapons that he took off of one of the criminals of Gotham.
But he uses it to open up the wall to get out his Batmobile?
It's impossible.
It is impossible. Are we allowed to keep quoting him since now he's like in big trouble?
That's fine.
Yeah,
proven.
I mean, yeah, we're not bringing him on the show. Who cares? So the other interesting thing was Alice threw a batarang or something or a knife into a girl's throat, and she just immediately just died.
That was like the girl was like, "Hey, do you want to fuck me more?" And then Alice is like, "Nope," and then just launches a batarang and murders her.
But you don't just die automatically from something embedded into your throat like that. And like she was like eyes in the back of her head down, like that thing hit her in the brain.
How many lesbians are on the show?
No, she wasn't. Fake Bruce Wayne was having a three-way, and then one
with who?
Some randoms.
Oh, some randos.
And then she comes down and is like, "Hey, Brucey, you want to come pickle me more?" And then she's
pickle me more.
Gets a batarang in the throat and just immediately dies.
Who used it? Where did she get the batarang from?
Or it was just a knife. It was just a knife. It wasn't a batarang, I guess. But yeah, it was literally like in her throat, eyes in the back of her head, on the floor, dead, like that quick. There was just it was another aspect of where just the writing from top to bottom. The whole thing was just ridiculous.
You know what? Why are we even talking about this? If we want to do a thing on Batwoman, we can just dunk on Batwoman separately.
The show sucks.
There's no if they decide to put a season 3 through, they don't care about money. They just don't.
It won't happen.
The only people who watch it are people who are dunking on it and just saying this is a crap show.
Yeah, I might watch it just to see how bad it is.
That's what it looks like.
I tried doing that with season 1 and I couldn't even keep going. I was watching season 1 to see how bad it could get.
I was like, this is so bad I can't watch it. I refuse to watch it. It's not even good bad. It's just bad.
Actually, Jay Bird is asking Z, wasn't that the role you were going for? What happened?
That's why I'm so upset about all this, because I could have made the writing a little bit better, but no, they decided to pick a different actress to take my role.
Different in what way?
It's an outrage.
It's an outrage.
Uh-huh.
I see no color, race, creed, or gender.
Because you have sunglasses on.
Mm-hmm. I can't see anything.
It makes everyone darker.
I just can't see anything. Everyone vaguely looks three-dimensional, and I don't know what's going on.
There's not white people.
There's no people. There's just vague colors.
Z's wearing 3D glasses in the real world, and it's actually making everything 2D now. It's actually
making my whole world.
Oh my god!
Very.
So what's next?
The inverse. A 2D show actually. Disenchantment has returned with season 3.
Can we just call it disappointment?
I watched it. Z watched it. The one thing I did learn was that Matt Groening is better at writing future jokes than he is about writing like medieval story time jokes. The humor was a little better in season 3, but it spent the rest of the entire time in Steamland, which was more technology laden. So I feel like he's just better at that avenue than he is at the medieval crap.
I have a few points to make about this. First of all, we're on our 3rd season of a show. I have never seen a show with so many jokes in it that are just not funny. I've never seen anything where there's like 30 jokes and I don't laugh at any of them. The timing is terrible. Like there's literally parts where the lead character like gets hit in the head, like literally just a physical gag. And the timing on it is so bad, it's just not funny. Like, I just don't laugh. I think I may have laughed out loud once where I was like, oh, that's funny. Oh, but yeah, it's bad. And
I got a bad feeling about this.
the other thing I think about the show is how there's like levels to funniness, right?
Like
So
Noob is the top level.
well, let's talk about from a Matt Groening
Love to be
perspective.
shitted on.
Matt Groening he's like this billionaire who's made 3 shows that define his legacy. You have the Z level, which would be Simpsons, where you have lots of really good jokes, classic jokes. Then you've got like Futurama, which would be like a noob level, where you get some ha-has, kind of depressing, a little
Kinda
racist.
depressing.
But then you've got the Disenchantment, where it's just Groening no funny, Scott no funny.
Oh boy.
It is interesting how you do have all 3 of those you talk about, Simpsons, Futurama, and Disenchantment. They all were off to a very slow start. Simpsons a couple seasons before they got their footing. Futurama 5 episodes before they got their footing.
Yeah.
Disenchantment, I was hoping for this to get its footing. I mean, we had 2 seasons. We had a 3rd season. I watched the other 2. I watched the 3rd, hoping to get something out of it. And yeah, it got better, but
I don't
it
hate
didn't.
the
But
show.
it didn't get great.
I think I want to point out, like, I don't hate the show. Like, it's not awful. It's just not funny. Like, it's okay. I don't mind the characters. Like, I don't hate them. I think the lead character is a little obnoxious, but it's just not funny. Like, there's nothing funny about it. I don't know how to describe.
But
just joke after joke after joke, just not landing. Like, what is going on here?
the story's not horrible, and yeah, the characters are decent. There is just something lacking from the show, unfortunately. And yes, when season 4 comes around, I'll watch
too.
I'll watch season 4. You know, I mean, when that comes around, I'll watch that. I'll keep going with this one.
This
But
show seems like it has no purpose.
It does have no purpose. I do want to say one thing though about John DiMaggio. His character, he plays like the king or whatever, and he goes like there's this weird thing that he's doing about like him going and saying it is the not funniest thing and the worst voice acting I've ever heard from John DiMaggio. Like
him losing his mind thing.
Why that's a recurring joke and why he's doing it's annoying and it's not funny. And seriously, people, if you want to hire real writers, like, and that's the problem. Like Conan was a writer on Simpsons. That's why you have some of the greatest episodes of TV history written on The Simpsons, because you had really, really good writers. But wow, the writers on this suck like hard. It's not a bad show, but it's not funny. It's just not funny. So anyway,
so don't watch it.
Don't. It's not even worth talking about the Netflix.
If you watch the first 2 seasons, if you watch the first 2 seasons of Disenchantment, watch the 3rd, because
don't laugh though.
You won't laugh. It will improve what you've been watching. If you even remotely enjoyed the first 2 seasons, definitely watch the 3rd. But if you weren't into this from the start, if you're not a Simpsons fan or a Futurama fan, don't even bother getting into this, because
you won't laugh.
You're gonna hate it. If you're not even remotely interested in the other 2 shows, you're gonna hate this one.
Would you watch Batwoman or would you watch Disenchantment?
Disenchantment.
I see. That's what I'm saying. Disenchantment is watchable, but this it's depressing because it's not funny. So maybe instead of Disenchantment, it's depressing, or it's just disappointing.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Depressment. What's next?
Disenchantment. Speaking of something that sucks, I don't know. Nightstalker. I don't know anything about this.
What?
He sucks.
So a story about my life.
Oh, really? It's about your name is Richard Ramirez.
Sure.
Is that your alias? Is that what's going on here?
What does he do? First off, no.
If you look at the screen, you can see the true Nightstalker. There
is some controversy to this, and it is the #1 show on Netflix right now.
Is it?
It is.
It's Cobra Kai is better.
Cobra Kai is better.
Nowhere Media has joined us in the chat. He agrees with us with Disenchantment, more like Disappointment. So,
agreed.
Yep.
So this is a very sensationalized documentary on the Nightstalker. He, in my estimation, he's less of a serial killer, more of a rampage / spree killer, and they just didn't have the the tools to catch this guy. It's a really weird 4-part documentary because it's like all about the Flash of the 80s, but they follow the two lead detectives in the case that were trying to catch serial killer. Like I said, I think he was in 84, and it's about 85.
Summer of 85.
Richard Ramirez was a fan of other serial killers that were in the California area, like the Hillside Strangler. And he was one of the most out there serial killers. One thing I was thinking about is I'm a big fan of Harris, the guy who writes the Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon. And I think this particular person was an inspiration for Red Dragon. He would go into homes and he would break in the middle of the night and shoot the husband and then assault the wife usually or girlfriend. And
we got Jay Bird. Jay Bird is in the chat calling you out, saying he got false info. He's the number 2 Nightstalker. Bridgeton was the number 1.
That's right. The British sex show was number 1.
It was number 1 literally 2 days ago. So I don't know. I don't follow it every day. I just know when I looked at it, it was the number 1 show. Oh, you're saying Bridgerton is the number 1 show?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, Doc. But I'm saying at the time that I watched it, which was 2 days ago, it was number 1. News. So it doesn't matter. It's popular. Okay, that's the point.
And not that good.
It's weird because it's like overly. The big controversy is that they reenact. They show crime scene pictures where they like black out the faces, kind of like in Parasite, but they also like have actors doing it where they like reenact not the actual murder, but just the crime scene. So there's like bodies all over the place. It just seems sensational for no reason. It's not particularly a good documentary. What else is fascinating about it is that it follows the story of the 2 cops who were chasing him, but the cops weren't the ones who apprehended him, and they weren't the ones who brought him to justice. It was actually the community. His picture had gone out, and it was all over the newspaper, and the cops were chasing him. And once he started running, there were citizens who grabbed him and started beating him with like metal pipes and stuff.
Did they kill him?
No, they did not. He ended up getting the death penalty, but he did not die from it. It's weird just because he was also like satanic. So he's partially responsible for the satanic panic in the 80s. So
that was a good band. I enjoyed their music. The Satanic Panic. They had such great hits as Bleeding Vaginas from Hell.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know. This is Scott making
Scott
jokes.
Scott, not funny.
And Skull Crusher, of course.
No.
What? Which actually, I think was a Megadeth song.
Nope.
So as you see in the picture here, he was this strangely almost handsome man, very tall,
not
gangly
handsome.
looking.
I guess
striking.
for the 80s.
Let's call him striking, not handsome. But he literally painted like a pentagram on his hand during the trial.
He was a Vulcan.
He also said, "Hail Satan." He made people would say, "Swear to God you won't look at me," and like the person would say, "I swear to God I won't look at you," and he said to one of the victims, "Don't swear to God, swear to Satan." So he's a very strange character. He's very brutal in his murders. So it's an interesting documentary. I just don't think it was a very good one. I've seen better. So if you're into the true crime stuff, which as obviously I am, this is it's interesting. But it's not that great.
Better than the one where the what was that one guy that got a handy from everybody in his family?
No, it's not as good as the handy one.
What was that called?
Oh, I don't remember. The guy who tricked the family into like he had sex with everybody. Yeah, he had sex with every person in the family, like the husband and the wife and the daughter. Yeah,
dog.
It's not as good as that one because they tried to overly sensationalize it. Like it's directed too much. There's too much going on. It's just not that exciting. The funny thing about this guy, which is also relates to Red Dragon, is he had really terrible like teeth, like disgusting, creepy teeth. So it was fascinating.
And Red Dragon has fucked up teeth?
Yeah, they actually, in the show, they find him because he has very specific bite marks because he bites people a certain way. So
Oh Lord.
nah, it's all right. It's not great though. Let's put it that way. There's better ones. There's also more interesting serial killers. Like he's not really that much of a serial killer. He's more of like a dude who started breaking into people's houses and then just started murdering them. You know, he had like no real MO.
Killer?
No, he's more of a spree killer in my mind because a serial killer is methodical. He really didn't have any methodology. He just he was living off of his break-ins and he just happened to like
murder.
Yeah, and he was also a child abductor. Like he's a really unique killer, but not
So
I don't think he's super
to be a
intelligent.
serial killer.
Kind of. I can't believe they didn't catch this guy. All their evidence hinged on a shoe. One shoe print. And then what's really funny, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, yeah, he had 14 victims or 15 victims.
Which is
But he had
hilarious.
like 30, that's 14 or 15 killed. And this is all spoilers, but he assaulted way more than that because he would break in and sometimes he'd get caught. And people would run him off. Like he shot people and he didn't kill them because he was using like a weak ass pistol and they would run him out of the house. So, and he did die in prison. So,
Like a bitch.
Yeah, just an evil human being. Really, really messed up.
That dude was definitely a bottom in prison.
He's like being a celebrity. I think that's what happened. He wanted to be a celebrity.
I would like to point out that we have reached our tonight's milestone with 12 live viewers.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Why?
Let's move on to our next thing we're going to talk about. It's Outside the Wire, another show I know nothing about.
Oh, jeez. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this.
Because there's nothing to talk about.
This is a one of those Netflix movies that you're like, oh,
This is one of the 52 of the 52
72.
weeks. 72?
Yeah,
Sweet
I think it's
Christ.
or 70 movies. I think there's 3 this weekend that are coming out. Like I'll have to. I think there's a new Jason Segel movie, but this stars Anthony Mackie and a bunch of other randos. And wow, the critics really hate it. Why don't you give us a little bit of the Rotten Tomatoes?
So the
Before you do that,
consensus.
Jay Bird said he watched one half of it, so apparently it wasn't.
I think Jay Bird made the right decision by bailing halfway through.
It's not even that long. It's under 2 hours.
Yeah.
So the critic consensus, a serviceable sci-fi diversion, Outside the Wire packs enough action to keep viewers watching. Well, obviously not, even if they aren't likely to remember much later.
I did. That's actually really funny. I'll
It's
get
not
to that
great.
in a second. Read the rest of it.
And the tomato meter is 38%. That's really bad. And the audience score better, I guess, at 68%.
So it was so unmemorable that A, I don't remember what happened at the end. B, I think I fell asleep for 5 minutes and did not recall what happened. Like it totally kind of threw me through a thing. There's some kind of twist in it. Apparently, there's one thing that I thought was amusing is there are U.S. and I guess Russian autonomous robot soldiers, and they call them Gumps. They don't explain why they're called Gumps.
What?
That's
I
because
would
they're not
prefer-
very smart.
They're not very smart. I would have preferred that they called them Grumps, and I don't know why, but I think Grumps would have been better.
Well, then you would have been a better writer for Disenchantment.
Probably, yes. I think it would have been better.
So
calling
what
them Grumps.
exactly? What I heard?
I don't know. It's about like they're
Stopping a nuclear attack.
Yeah, they're like it's a future civil war, and the U.S. is a peacekeeping troop there, and like apparently Anthony Mackie's not a human; he's a cyborg. He's not even a cyborg; he's an android. I don't know.
They are trying,
They are trying so hard to make him a celebrity, like
and he
an
is
A-lister.
just not.
He is not.
He
an
is
A-lister.
a good B-level guy,
He's a great Falcon to Captain America, but he is not a Captain America.
or he's a really great gay guy in Black Mirror.
Oh my God! Do you remember, Scott? We reviewed. Did you watch that, Scott? That Black Mirror where they were playing a video game.
Oh
where it was
yes,
like
yes. And
nuclear-
him and his buddy was like played the female character or
That was
whatever. And
intense.
That was intensely gay.
yeah,
And then they
That
tried
was
to be
really
gay in real
weird,
life.
dude. They're like, it's like fight.
they were like
finish him, or
they were like-
finish her.
it,
And
it
it's
was
like,
it was a show about accidental gay.
not even accident. It was an accidental. It's like instead of finish him, it's like F her. Like they would just like
And then you
instead of
realize it's a guy, and it's like, let's try it in real life.
let's
and-
just do this. Yeah, they tried
Yeah.
it in real life. It didn't work out so well. So they're like, let's just do it in the game. That's I can't go there.
Catch me, gay thoughts.
It was a lot.
There was a lot going on in that episode.
Anthony Mackie, why?
God,
No.
you're gay.
God, why? I
Yeah.
don't know. So anyway, this movie was not that good. I'm if this is what Netflix is going to give us, it's not even as it's not. Like Extraction was like a B plus. This was like a C.
I was going to watch it after I watched WandaVision, and then I'm like, never mind. I'd rather go to sleep.
No more bad movies.
You defecate.
It did make me defecate.
Yeah.
What's next, Scott?
Speaking, Noob gave us the perfect segue into it. We're talking about WandaVision.
But we won't spoil it. We promise, Sam.
There's
It's
nothing
not-
to spoil.
There really
There's-
isn't
yeah,
anything.
it's tough to spoil. There's 3 episodes available as of today on.
About 2 though.
I did watch the 3rd episode, and I will say one thing about it when we get to it. But yeah, there are now 3 episodes available on Disney Plus for all of you to watch. I like it. I like where it's going.
Why?
I agree with you, Scott. I also liked it. I like a little bit of mystery.
Nope.
I also think perhaps, Scott, you will agree with me.
Hard pass.
I can appreciate, up until the age of, let's just say 20, I had a black and white television where I would watch a lot of old like 60s and 50s and 70s shows. So I'm well versed in things like Gilligan's Island, The Munsters. I watched The Honeymooners a little bit. I'm very familiar with I Dream of Jeannie. I'm very familiar with I said The Honeymooners, but what's the other? MASH is like 70s and later. But I get where I understand the history of television. I may not be a historical, like I'm not a master like some other people that I know who really, really know the history of television, but I can appreciate it. So when they're moving from decade to decade, I Love Lucy is the one I was thinking of. I get where they're coming from. I get the jokes because I understand the laugh track. I get all that stuff. I think it's very clever to go back and do those things, and then to add the like sinister twist is kind of cool.
There is no sinister twist.
There's 100% of sinister. Did you not watch the second one?
I watched.
You don't like Beekeepers?
Fuck is Beekeepers?
Oh, you clearly didn't watch it.
I
then.
stopped paying attention
Yeah,
after like
because
the
you were
first
texting
second.
the whole time.
What was
you
the
didn't watch
Beekeepers?
it? No, I'm not telling you because that's a spoiler. So shut up.
Here's what we can say about Noob.
He's an idiot.
And Z, I may not be as old as you are, obviously, because I'm not. I did have a black and white TV in the house, never got plugged in while I was still alive.
Because I was old. It's probably because I was poor.
I can say I do respect what they're doing with the first 2 episodes, with an ode to the times and how fast they're jumping through those timelines. The end of season 2, they go into color. Episode 2, they go into color. Episode 3 is fully in color, and in the next era, when it comes to TV animation, episode 3 has some real interesting twists where, like, oh shit, this is in the same universe as we were just in with Justice League. It's actually turning. It's not Justice League. I'm sorry, not Justice League. Avengers, with the Avengers universe. Like there's you have your confirmation. This is the same universe as Avengers in episode 3. They do jump into it real fast when it comes to, and so far in episode 3 you see this. They're jumping real fast into, oh, something is very off in this. And you have those little hints in episodes 1 and 2. 3 has a lot more of them. I think episode 4, shit's about to hit the fan. I understand there's only 6 episodes in this.
Okay.
Which I will be severely disappointed if that's the case. Bootlegs in this says he's watching the 3rd after this. Love the first 2's tribute to shows of the era. They did do a very good job with that.
I think they did a great job. Like they captured the essence of those old shows.
Nobody gives a shit.
I love the fact that Bernie is keeping them in 2 separate beds. That's like one of the great, that is actually a really, really good joke where they literally, and tiniest bit of spoiler, where they are in separate beds, which is totally like a 50s thing. And then they push their beds together. And then it's like, oh, Mr. Vision, I'm gonna, like, that's like a Brady Bunch thing. It's very Kish You know, I enjoyed it. I think they did a really good job of capturing it. I want to say one other thing too. I read some interviews, and there's one thing that I've been bagging on Olsen,
For
Elizabeth
her
Olsen,
non-accent?
her non-accent. So apparently the Russo brothers have an explanation because they've been working on that since they started doing a bunch of the Avenger stuff. They said that originally Elizabeth Olsen and what was her brother who's ass kick or
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Kick-Ass, they worked on creating a Sokovian accent specifically for that Avengers movie, where they worked with vocal coaches where they wanted to have a Slavic accent. So the Russo brothers' explanation is that Elizabeth Olsen has been working with Black Widow to become more of a spy, and that because she's working with
Fake
Black
news.
Widow, one of the first things Black Widow did was trying to teach her to lose her accent because it made her very distinguishable amongst people, so that she's trying to hide from people. Her accent made her stand out, so that they've actually been working on her accent. I'm just telling you what they
just
said.
Worked in a story for Elizabeth Olsen sucking
Like,
at acting.
I can tell you that
but
I can tell you that doesn't matter at all for WandaVision. Both of these characters are playing very true to the times when it comes to the black and white and that era
and
of television and
her
everything
accent
else.
does change too throughout
Accent
just the two
plays.
episodes.
The one thing you will notice, and this isn't, like I said, we're not spoiling anything, but when shit starts to get deep and you know something bad is happening, she does revert back to the same accent and the voice that she used in the Avengers movies. So they actually are using that as a very good plot device to let you know, oh crap, what's about to happen, because you will hear her change, her cadence will change, and it's like, oh no, you're in trouble. And in episode 3, when you go see it, Bootlegs on a Seat Tonight, it's at the end of that, it's that twist. It's that twist that you're waiting for. It's there. Noob is an idiot. We know that. We've respected that for a long time.
So you think he's too stupid to understand what's going on?
There's nothing going on.
One
of those shows, though, Scott.
Here's the problem. I think here's the problem. It's not in color. It's black and white. There's not enough colorful, fluffy things going around. There's no explosions. There's no pretty lights. There's no butterflies. There's no crap to keep a simpleton like Noob entertained. If your IQ is in the single digits, you're probably not going to get a show like this. But if you can understand the sign of times, you understand the timeline, understand what they're trying to do with this, it's very well done.
Okay, Scott, did you notice the aspect ratio that they had changed specifically for the show?
Absolutely.
I think that's very clever that they changed it to fit your old-timey television.
They do.
And there's a lot of thought put into this show that I think people are missing. It seems like it's going over well. Like, people seem to like it. They like the mystery. The other thing I think is, if you go back, and I suspect that after everything that happens, you may want to go back and watch it again to see some of the subtle hints of what's going on. So it looks like the tomato meter has the critic consensus, and they have not released how many people have reviewed this, but the critic consensus is at 94%. Shut up, you're not allowed to talk. 80% for the audience score. I do suspect that the audience is not 100% on board because they don't necessarily get it. It is very much a tribute. But what I like about it, because it's very bizarre and it doesn't necessarily fit everything you've seen with the Marvel Universe, they're taking risks. They're willing to risk their Disney Plus Marvel television on a show that is a tribute to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s television. That's pretty ballsy to me. I appreciate Marvel taking some risk in their stuff after doing 20 movies of, there's a couple cookie cutter, like Doctor Strange is a little bit like Iron Man. Like, let's go for something completely different. And the fact that they're paying tribute to shows that I grew up with. Well, I Love Lucy and things like that. I think it's interesting. If they did a whole season of a tribute to I Love Lucy, yeah, I'd probably be out. But the fact that it keeps changing and it keeps evolving, I think there's something to it.
They do it quickly. They roll through it, and if you had a attention span of more than 30 seconds, you would know that in the credits, nice because they do the old timey credits, but they do a real quick change over to Marvel style credits.
going on,
They
right?
change it real fast to Avenger style credits. You know something's going on. It's obvious. It's there.
Well, I do love, and I don't want to spoil too much, but I want to say that their use of music and references. There's a song in it that plays, and I want you guys, if you haven't seen it, you have to listen for it because it's a very subtle audio cue to what's going on. They go, "Help me, Wanda, help me, Wanda, help me, Wanda, help me, Wanda." The real song is "Help me, Rhonda."
Yeah,
but they're saying "Help me, Wanda."
Clever.
I think
it's pretty cute. I think there's little subtle hints that something's going on, and I think it's going to make you want to watch the show again.
Z, I think you're right when you're saying that a lot of people that aren't enjoying it right now, once they start getting into the next episode 4, 5, and 6, I'm really hoping there's more than just 6, but it is what it is. Once people start into those episodes, they're going to turn around and say, oh, wait a second. They're going to go back, and I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch the first 3 episodes before watching the 4th one again. I think this is one of those I'm going to watch it multiple times over and over again to really enjoy the whole thing. And idiots like Noob will go back and watch this whole thing from start to finish and actually appreciate what it is. I can only hope as much for you, Noob. I don't hope a lot of things in this life. I know that you're pretty much a lost cause. I know there's not much help for you or hope for you in this lifetime. But with this one little thing, I really hope that you can grow as a human being, that you can evolve from the primordial ooze of
the
husk.
The reference to Bewitched is pretty awesome too. I think if you understood classic television, and I think it will help other people to go back and appreciate classic television like Bewitched.
Nobody cares.
It's the only thing I will agree with Noob on. There's one aspect of this that I'll agree with him on. Of all the Avengers, because there's a lot of them,
they're pretty fucking uninteresting.
Do not care about Wanda and Vision, and I don't care about their relationship. But I will say that this show is just interesting enough to I definitely want to keep watching. I want to see where it goes. I like the hint of mystery. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I definitely recommend it. I hope that there's more of it. I hope that Anthony Mackie proves us right or wrong with he's going to be the star of Winter Soldier, dummy.
You mean
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Who do you think's the star of that?
Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course, the more important person's name is second.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why is the Winter Soldier more important to you?
Probably because he's
Why
better.
is Snow more important to you?
Snow's the best.
Why is Snow so great?
You can make snowmen out of it. What can you make a Falcon out of it? That's just a football team that drafted Michael Vick and he killed dogs. So,
wow, we got lucky and Noob talked his way out of that one.
Yep, logically too.
That's a miracle. That's like a miracle on 34th Street. What do you think about that movie?
Was that the gay one?
What do you think about the snow in that one?
I seriously don't. Is that Tom Hanks?
No, Miracle on 34th Street is like the oldest movie ever made.
Why is that? Is that racist? It doesn't like black people. Is that true?
No.
Is the miracle that there was like no black people in the movie or something?
Oh my God.
So we're going to thank everyone that was in our chat tonight. Jay Bird was there. Nowhere Media stopped by. Sam Jr. was there the whole time. Thank you, Sam Jr. Bootleg stopped by. Jay Torres. Who am I missing? I know there's people I'm missing.
Ron Cole, the Stone Cold Killer.
So we do want to thank all of you guys. And we do want to thank our newest feature, because we want to keep bringing you great content, Our Reviews Will Kill You has opened up a Patreon account because we want to be able to bring you more and more videos. I have a great one I'm working on. You will see next week. I put a lot of time into this video. I really do hope you appreciate the time I put into this.
Star Trek video?
I'm sorry?
Is it a Star Trek video?
That we did 3 months ago.
Yeah, you can pretty much forget those Star Trek videos. They'll probably never see the light of day. I have no interest in doing them.
I'm immersed.
It was a shot. We gave up on it, and I'm moving on.
We swear to you, Doc, there will be a great chip video. It is 100% coming. We just have to make sure we socially distance.
That's the thing, Jay Bird. I mean, I've been regularly testing. I got another negative COVID test. Maybe I'll have those two a-holes. I'll have Z do a COVID test, and I'll have Noob do an IQ test. Both of them will fail.
But he'll fail. Well, we'll both fail.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm trying. What I want to do is I gotta redo the studio. I gotta set this up.
Talking, we're scared.
I think Z might be the one that's stalling, but definitely want to make sure we do that right. Jay Bird, send me an email. Let me know. Pick a night of the week, and we'll do that because we can't do that on Friday night. We'll do that another night. But I'm gonna pick a night. You can pick the night of the week that both you and Marcus can join us for that. And I will set that up, make sure that we all do that. The three of us together in the same room, all dying from these chips. But with that in mind and going back to that, we do have the Patreon involved. And of course, one of the higher Patreon tiers is for Noob to give you a personal shout out. So, Noob, take it away.
Oh, it's Joshua Burnett, aka Doc, aka J Dick Shit, aka Dr. Dickless.
You can't insult Doc. You rude bastard. You rude bastard.
Mr. Fresh, aka Dr. Fresh. There's too many fucking doctors.
Why,
in this.
Dr. Fresh?
There's just too many fucking doctors.
Seriously though, thank you to our patrons.
Yes, thank you for giving Scott money that he doesn't give to us.
This is
so he can buy
true.
his fucking whiskey.
We are slave labor here. So anyway, thank you, Doc. Thank you, Dr. Fresh. Thank you, Dr. Doc, the doc of all docs.
And yes, and that is with that tier, you get a doctorate in studies and OrkU studies. The other tiers do have other studies. The other tiers, as they fill, you will see them appear, show up. There are some preps to that as well. New feature we'll be doing with monthly Ask Me Anything, where you'll get to actually ask the questions of all three of us for that monthly AMA. We'll start doing that as well as polls and some other fun things. So go check out our Patreon. You can find the links at ourreviewswillkillyou.com/links. And if you like what you heard here tonight, head on over to Instagram. Check us out at ork_u. Go to facebook.com/ourreviewswillkillyou. And if you're listening to us on our podcast platform, our audio platform, that is iTunes, Amazon Play, Stitcher, and Spotify, thank you. But also check us out over on YouTube at youtube.com/ourreviewswillkillyou. For the videos, for the content, for added things. There are videos that show up on YouTube that you do not get just with the audio, podcast. I just had a whiskey burp there. That was interesting. So definitely check that out as well. Of course, all these links and the way to find us is at ourreviewswillkillyou.com/links, which will take you to everything. And, of course, the store is going to get redone and all that stuff. But we'll get to that another time. That pretty much wraps it up for that spiel there, Z.
Absolutely. We just want to say thank you. We love you. Thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate it. We graciously accept your likes, your sharing, your subscriptions, all of those good things. Help us grow the channel. Help us get better guests. Help us get all sorts of crazy things that we can do that we can share with you. And maybe on the higher level Patreon tier, we're kicking around the idea of like an exclusive separate podcast. Maybe it's called News. Maybe it's not.
Maybe there's going to be a tier that you get Noob's home address.
Oh yeah, we will give that out. Or he will graciously look for PS5s for you until he can find one specifically for you.
Or again, you just get noob nudes.
That's also a possibility. So anyway, from all of us here at Our Reviews Will Kill You, to all of y'all at home, we love y'all. And as always, on to the next one.
My bad, I screwed up. Here we go. I hit the wrong button.